Okay, so the next thing I'll show you is the scrapbook. If you haven't done already though, maybe it's time to do a bit of a save. Now, in the scrapbook, open up the scrapbook on the right hand side, and you can see how there's a lot of subfolders to look through. Now, I've just opened up to start with arrows. Now, when you click on arrows to start with, there's actually many pages to arrows. So don't forget to look at this particular little symbol here to find out all the different pages. So you can click through and see a whole range of different arrows to work with, and if we keep even going, you'll see there's even some north points to use. I think actually this was the one that I used to create this particular north point with. Okay, so you can, the way you use this is, if I just go back to any of these other ones, let's go back again, if you pick up this object, you can then just go and drag it from there, just drag it and then click onto the drawing, and that object goes in. You can select it if you like then, and then you can resize it to any other shape, proportion. It's not changing proportion, but it is changing size, so that's good. It's good that it locks it into that proportion. So one of the reasons that this scrapbook, this is one of the, I'll just get rid of that right away, press the delete key. This is one of the reasons why I suggested for you to clean up your SketchUp model a little bit, because in here, probably more appropriate for documentation stage, there probably will be something on cars in plan view. And we're at a scale of 1:100, so we'll see what we've got here in terms of cars. Might come back to that a little bit later, because there might not be one that'll suit 1:100, but we can just go. We just want a small car, so maybe a detailed small car. Yep. Okay, in plan view. Now we've got if we could pick a scale that's close to 1:100. Now that'd be something like okay, so 3/16 of an inch equals 1 foot. So something about quarter of an inch. 4 times 12 is 48. So quarter of an inch would be 48. Close to 1:50. So an eighth of an inch to a foot would be close to, so half of a quarter. 1/8 of an inch to a foot would be very close to 1:100 scale. So that's this one here. 1/8 of an inch is to a foot scale. So I'll just grab the plan view of that and drop that on there, and then I can go to the select tool, and when I select things, how you rotate things in layout is they pop up automatically. Well, after you've selected them, automatically it pops up with this center location point and then a handle to rotate it about. So I'm just going to rotate that about 90 degrees, and back on my select tool, as soon as it turns to the 4-way cursor, I can then position that car. Okay, so you can do that the same. You can just spend some time looking at all the different things that we could put on. For example, trees in plan. And there's a whole range. Now when you get these lots of different items drawn in the one scrapbook file, you can just pick up individual pieces of that, like this particular one here, like this one here, that particular one there, and start placing some of those trees. And so you can have a bit of muck around with those and see which other items in the and once again remember that there are many pages to look through, so you can click on the different pages for different types of trees, etc. Okay, so maybe I might put one of those in as well, coming in a bit large, and this is probably the one I really wanted. Okay, so there's cars, there's trees, and in elevation view there will be people and so on and so forth. So a lot of things to actually work with there. I'll just save the video at that point, let you have a muck around with the scrapbook a little bit, then we're going to come back and do a little bit more with the scrapbook in terms of documentation.